Hey everybody, Dirty Dan here today. We are in my summer car. I am trying to keep it a little bit quiet tonight, but I figured I would show you guys one of my, well, it's not really me showing you guys. I mean, I'm sure everybody has heard of this game before, but this is one of my favorite games of all time. I am running a pretty heavily modified version of the game, though, because there's some things about the game that I liked, but I wanted to improve on because everybody has done the vanilla gameplay. Maybe not everybody has used the mods that I have. I have things like this. Oop, wrong switch. It is notoriously hard to see things out here at night, so I have the lamppost outside. I got tired of waiting around only having one vehicle. So I've got a couple of different vehicles that I have access to. But there's a few things I'm going to do before I move and do anything. I'm going to check and see if my pistons are damaged at all. I have gotten... Oh, okay, so they're not too bad. So I can at least go ahead and start putting the motor together anyways in this video. This will become a regular thing. I'm hoping to get a video or two of these out every single day. But I held a little community post on my channel to find out if anybody would be interested in this or freestyles I've been playing with MBMG Drive. And honestly, I'm kind of contemplating whether or not to do a longer version of the BeamNG Drive freestyles. And honestly, I would kind of like to have, I would kind of like to install the multiplayer mod for BeamNG Drive, and maybe record some competitions between me and another player, and just see who does a better freestyle. And then obviously I'd have to find a way to record it at the same time. Why is okay? You know what? Before I forget about it, there are a couple of things that you need to do to trigger the van spawning in. Come over here, read this. Don't be lazy, fix your dad's old car. Uncle's van can be blah blah blah. Uncle's blue van can be loaned. Don't drink alcohol. Yep. What's what to do? We'll come back when we get bored. Yours, mom and dad. Tell me what to do. I'm an adult sometimes. Oh, you know, something else I forget too. In case you've never used this before, when this needle is there in the middle, then you're okay. It's fully charged. Oh, and the seat. I don't like installing anything into the vehicle, into the satsuma, until after I have gotten it off the ground. Because you run into the issue of, as you heard it go bang, it has this issue of spontaneously combusting. Oh, I'm an idiot. I have 9mm in my hand. Same bolt for the seat as what they have for the, there it is. This 9mm bolts, 4 of them. And what this does is it allows the timer for Uncle to spawn in. And the faster you get this installed, the faster he spawns in as well. So I'll go ahead and do this so that hopefully on the next time that I log in, he will be there. So I won't be making a trip into town. I will get the car together as much as I can without having wheels on it. I probably won't do anything suspension-wise or body panel-wise until I get the wheels on there, because the game can be kind of janky. But some of the mods that I have kind of rectify that, and part of the reason why I use them. Nope, I don't want that. Trying to get, I like how I'm trying to pick up the piston, and I just casually pick up the 200-pound block over here. Oop, gotta flip it back upside down. Let's see, what size are these? Remember, these are pretty small, if I remember correct. Yep. I'm frustrated too because I've actually recorded this one time already, but apparently my recording software did not seem to agree with me on it. So I had to do some testing with another recording software. Sadly, I cannot change the audio the way that I want to with this software, but at least it allows me to record both my voice and the game, and also audio, or not audio, video. The last issue that I ran into, it would record the audio, but it would not record the actual game. My summer car is notoriously hard to record with, apparently. But this is honestly one of my all-time favorite games. And I have several hours in it, but there's a few things that I didn't... My laptop had broken before I got a chance to finish them. So there's a few things that I've never gotten to experience in this game, and I'm going to experience them here with you guys. Not really sure why I want to do that, but yeah, it is. Whatever it is. Alright, come here, you. I've also put this motor together multiple freaking times. I don't really like using the head gasket that we have here stock, because it does have issues with being wore down. Most of the motor is wore down, but I just want to get it... My goal, if I can, is to get this thing on the road and legal by Friday. It is currently Monday right now. So I will stay up all night tonight, most likely, trying to get this thing put together as best I can. And then hopefully on episode 2, I can get access to the van. It's a lot easier to get the van than it is to get down in the... I mean, honestly, it's easier to get... It's easier just to take the tractor, but it's a lot longer. And it takes up almost the entire freaking day. Not to mention, there's now a new issue with running the tractor. It doesn't run as well as it did before. I find it doesn't feel as powerful either. So I only take the tractor whenever I absolutely have no chance, or no choice. There is food in there, so I'm okay on food for right now. And I've got a gas can here that's got enough to get the car at least started. But the problem is, there's no spark plugs here. I will have to make a run into town at some point today. Now, as long as you have this installed, you can put this motor on the actual lift, and then put everything together the rest of the way on the lift, and then put it in the motor, or put it inside the car. This episode will primarily be putting the motor together and getting it ready, because I've seen a lot of people put this thing together before, but it usually takes a while for people to get it put together. Oh, there's one thing I want to do before I freaking forget. Nope. Stay. 10. That line right there has to line up perfectly with that. If it does not line up perfectly, like that, your motor will blow the moment you try to crank it up. One tick too much or too far away, and it will theoretically... I'm not sure what I'm doing with the freaking engine plate. Need the timing cover. I bet it falls off. By the way, this is also kind of a cool way of showing how weight distribution, weight works in the game. The moment this is installed, it will fall. So weight is actually a thing in the game. Not a lot of people actually know that either, which to me I find kind of interesting. What did I install? Oh yeah. I'll go ahead and do this. This is connected with two 10mm, or is it 11? I think it's 11. Get it lined up there, grab your 11mm bolt, or socket. Oh, is it 10? It is 10. You can tell I haven't done this in a while, which is sad because I just did this yesterday. I just forgot. And then, casually I'll walk over here, grab it slowly. I was wrong. Put it back up. So, this is one of those lovely glitches where I can only save and quit and come back, and it'll be connected. So, I will disconnect this real quick and see if it lets me pick it back up. I don't know why it does this sometimes. I've never had this do it more than once or twice in a playthrough. Now I should be able to pick up the block. This back over here again. Like I said, the game is a little janky sometimes. The amount of game breaking bugs, though, very slim. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. Move it slowly to face this direction. And then take this and put this together the rest of the way. Wait a minute. Always forget what size these freaking bolts are. There we go. Finish bolting in this bottom piece here, the oil pan. Turn around and grab a 10 or an 11, I think. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. I promise you I'm a veteran at this. One thing I highly recommend you do, by the way, when you actually do this yourself, do not try to start the car until you have fluid and stuff in it. You'll tear stuff up. And don't touch this up here at all until you're ready. If you do, you'll tear it up as well. I'll go ahead and grab the water pump. Install this. It is the same bolts as I thought it was. Oh no, those were 10, I believe. No? Alright, Dan. You can do it. I'll try every single one of these. I'll get right eventually. In my opinion, this is one of the most realistic games when it comes to how to put things together. because this is the only time in a game I've ever gotten mad at myself for doing something that I forgot to do. I have literally had the car completely together just to realize that I left the clutch out, meaning I have to pull the motor back out again, which is one of the most frustrating things a car guy can do. We won't talk about how I did that though. Alright, so get your flywheel. Gonna go ahead and get the clutch together. Clutch disc. One thing I wish that he would add would be a wearable clutch. You know, I forgot to actually bolt this in. The clutch disc itself is wearable, but not the pressure plate. Which, if you know anything about cars, you know, real life, they're very wearable. In fact, when you buy a clutch kit, usually the clutch kit comes with the disc, pressure plate, throw-up bearing, all that good stuff. This game doesn't model in a throw-up bearing. I'm not sure if this car would even have a throw-up bearing or how this clutch system would work in real life. I've never worked on one of these cars in real life. But I do know this game is very educational and very relaxing. But it makes you feel like a mechanic in some ways because you'll get really angry about doing stupid stuff. You would not believe the amount of crap I put myself through not realizing that I needed to do what I was doing. Like, for instance, that thing, you have to put brake fluid, clutch fluid, coolant, oil, and fuel in. I will forget one of those at some point throughout this playthrough, because I always freaking do. Take the transmission, mount this up, go ahead and mount the alternator up as well, because both of these bolts on the back of the alternator and the side of the transmission, it is the exact same bolt. Which, if you've ever played this game before, you've probably forgotten this bolt at one point in your life. Okay. Now I need to get oh yeah, before I forget too. This you can't install it until if these two bolts up top on both sides, if they're undone, you can't do anything. You can't install it. But you can put the bolts all the way in, so it's kind of frustrating. Also, don't forget later, you have to bolt in a spot here, and then a spot down here as well. You need two bolts on there, two 5mm bolts. I'm telling myself this early in the recording, hoping that I won't forget myself. You hear that? Do not forget. You're going to be editing this later, so I hate myself. Starter. Did I install that? I did. What else am I installing? Carburetor, which I'm an idiot, goes on this side. I normally have the motor facing this direction instead of the direction it's in, so I forget that. I'm going to install this as well. I think that's a 10. Nope. 9. 8. That's 7. 8. No, it's not this one. Okay. I should edit that together and be like, I did it! But I won't do that. Oh, this is also, I need a 6 for that top bolt. Nope, I was wrong. I need a 7 for that top one. And before I forget, might as well go ahead and just lower this. I'll jack it up here in a few minutes later. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. 4 bolts on this. What's cool about these is these bolts should be the exact same on both sides. Don't think he has spawned in yet. I will say one of the more tedious parts of this game is this little nitpicky stuff like this that you have to take care of. I don't know. I thoroughly enjoy it though. Motor is almost completely done. I have a few more things I have to do. I'm going to install the fuel pump, the distributor, oil filter. Which, by the way, I always forget to do this as well. Kind of frustrates me. Where are you at? Oh, I need the fuel pump. We're going to install this over here on the front. A little mechanical fuel pump there. Distributor. And oil filter. I have had the motor running, had everything done, just to realize that me, being the idiot that I am, I forgot to install that. There are 2 bolts for the starter here, by the way. The other one is right here on the inside. The reason why it's a good idea to have this thing parked on the side like this. Alright. You know, I forgot to do this. Another thing, too, if your final drive isn't hooked up correctly, isn't bolted all the way in, the moment you go to take off, you're going to blow the, it's going to blow it off the car. Usually right here in the driveway, but I have had it where it lasts me till I back out of the driveway, and then it sends it into freaking orbit over there. Really frustrating when it does that. That one's a 5 mil. I was wrong. 7 mil. Cool. No, I feel like if I didn't say what it was before I did it and just did it, I wouldn't be wrong literally every single time I do it. Now these are 6 or 5. I want to say 6. Yay, I was right. And just like that, the motor is done. I highly recommend you go over your work and make sure you didn't forget anything. That I always freaking do. Now out to the car. I don't recommend, like I was saying before, I do not recommend doing work to the car while it's on the ground once you get the wheels on it. Because you don't do that and you get stuck with it making a bunch of noises. So I'm going to set everything out here that I want where it goes. And I will probably see you guys on the next video, depending on how long each part is. I don't want it to be too long. I know it can be kind of frustrating for you to sit here and watch a 30-minute video of me rambling. So gear linkage. This is going to go inside the car underneath it. I'm making noise. I don't like the noises. Whoop. I want to add the clock. No. Dang it. There we go. And come here. Right up. Oh, wasn't insane. Oh. I have to suffer through this. You do too. I'm gonna run back and forth till I get the right thing. I'm making noise. Alright. Not worry about that stuff right now. I will be putting this on the car before I do anything else because this is a major pain in the rear end. Put that all on. As is the brake lines. Do not forget the brake lines either because I have died because of that. As you see from where my thing says my thing doesn't say mortal. I'm not planning on permadeath because if I do so happen to die, I don't want it to be in front of you guys. I gotta look like I'm halfway competent, right? Radiator hose 3, that's gonna go over here. Bottom hose. This is the upper hose. There are now screws inside, or on the hose clamps. This is the bottom hose as well. It's over here as well. Keep forgetting to bring this with me. The Christmas lights? Oh, cool. Don't know if I'll have those installed or not. I just hit the car, by the way, and caused damage. I will say I will do my best not to damage the car. If it gets damaged, it's gonna get damaged unless I decide to repair it. I don't really want to. I really don't want to go around repairing it with the MSC editor or whatever it's called. All right, front right. Wait a minute. You did not see that. Oh god, I hate myself. Disc brakes can go on both sides. Left. Right control arm. Steering rack. I'm gonna set this aside, but it goes under the car right there. Tie rod. Passenger side. I have a method in my madness. Do not judge me. Should be driver's side. CV axle. Another CV axle. Oil spring. Whoop. Other coil spring. Whoop. Front left. Front right. Shock absorber for the rear. Another shock absorber. Drum brake. Another drum brake. Rear left. We go over here. And the passenger side. As you see, by the way, I'm getting pretty thirsty from running around like this, so I will be getting some drink here in a minute. Whoop. Fender. Oop. Other fender. Passenger side door. Driver's side door. We're going to set this beside the fender. Trunk. Savage. Seriously. Drive me nuts. Stop freaking. I'm going to set this here. And shut this off. I'm not worried about that stuff right now. I'm going to shut this off. Yep, we have power now. This is going to go inside the vehicle as well. I don't want to save everything being outside like it is, but this way whenever we get back I can just start hammering stuff out. I will probably make a run into town before I do this. I'm hoping to have the van before I run to town next time. But if all else fails, if I don't have the van when I log back in on the next video, I'll simply take you guys along with me in the tractor. I have stopped by get the tires for the car, which will probably not pass inspection. I'll have to check that out. And we'll go from there. This is the last piece I'm going to install on this for tonight. Come in here and drink real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and go start our little money making job. I'm going to make a run back here to the tractor. I'll leave that till I go into town, by the way. Tractor is now a little bit different than what it used to be. We're gonna back this into that carport right there. Put that off. We're going to detach the trailer real quick and then start with this little job. I'll lower that as well. Stand here, pick a log, hit it. And because I'm sure you probably don't want to wash this, I'll be back with you guys in a few. And we're back. I don't want to stay over here too terribly late because in this game, when it gets dark, it gets really dark. Oh, come on. Put it in high. I'm gonna leave that there for the night. Make my way over here and go ahead and park this by the house. By the way, this is as fast as this thing goes. That's one of the reasons why I don't really want to drive this to town. Oh, turn off. Honestly, if I really want to, I could work on the car out here like it is tonight, but I don't really want to. I'm going to leave the garage open for tonight, just for the heck of it. All the fuses are good. Be sure to buy some more fuses, because when you blow a fuse, it gets kind of frustrating. I'll eat the pizza tonight. I'll go shopping tomorrow. I'm not too big a fan of going to the sauna, but every now and then I'll do it. It just takes, in my opinion, it just takes long for it to heat up. You don't want to go to sleep this early when your fatigue isn't very high either. So theoretically, you can come over here and watch this till you get your fatigue all the way up. But I'm just going to save and quit for the night. I will see you guys on episode 2.